Hello everyone and welcome to G Crochet Off the Hook. Thank you so much for joining me on my 5th reveal of beanies that I've been crocheting for my local community. Today is Tuesday the 29th of April 2025 and I'm getting ready for a drop off of beanies. I've been crocheting since January and this year has been so much fun as the beanies I've been crocheting are inspired by 2 crochet alongs, one from Lara of Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming, who's hosting a hashtag BotHatterPalooza, beanies that have tutorials from Crystal of Bag O Day, and Litza from Coco's Crochet, who does a pick of the week beanie for all her crochet friends, and then we get to share it with Litza and see everybody's wonderful makes. Now, I have been crocheting beanies since January as a goal to try and have 1 beanie completed per week until the winter months arrive. Now, autumn in the southern hemisphere is presenting us with cold mornings, and just this weekend up ahead we have a predicted cold front for autumn. That's even predicting snow in South Africa in some parts of the country. So this is perfect timing for me to get my makes that have now all been freshly laundered to where they are needed. And this last week I have been concentrating on adding some baby and toddler size beanies to my stash. The very first 2 makes that I have completed are these 2 adorable little newborn baby beanies, and this is a pattern by Repeat Craft to Me where she shows you how to crochet rows of hearts, and on her blog she has a range of beanie sizes where she explains how you can make from beanie to adult size. So the first baby newborn beanies was how to crochet a row of hearts, and it's a Repeat Craft to Me pattern. I used Kismet's Lollipop, 100% acrylic, and a 4mm hook. The next beanie is a Bag O Day pattern, and this is called the Moss Stitch Beanie. I used a 80% acrylic and 20% polyamide with a 4mm hook with the yarn Utopia. Now with this one, because I used a smaller hook size and the yarn that I used, I got a good toddler size beanie out of this Moss Stitch beanie. I'm rather slow going with the moss stitch, so I'm not sure I would do another one with a stitch, but this beanie did turn out gorgeous. The next is a nice, straightforward, basic newborn beanie, and I did share this on my Instagram page. It is a pattern that Alyssa Loves Crochet on Instagram shared on her page. I used a 4mm hook and Kismet 67 blankets, 100% acrylic. Then I did have a little bit of a challenge, and that was by this beautiful beanie that is a tutorial by Rich Textures Crochet. And when I do have some time, I do plan on making the adult size beanie that she makes in her tutorial, and that is for this Grand Canyon beanie. Now, to keep it with my theme of baby size beanies for this week, I used Ella Yarn's Chick DK in the colorway Caramella. It's 100% acrylic with a 5mm hook, and all I did was, instead of doing this repeat, which is the beautiful texture, twice to make the beanie an adult size, I only did the repeat, I only did the pattern once and then followed the instructions to round off at the top. And I got this cute little baby Grand Canyon beanie. and that's the pattern by Rich Textures Crochet. Then our next Bag O Day beanie was this simple cluster beanie, and I used Kismet's One Ball One Scarf 100% acrylic yarn in the colorway Marigold with a 5.5mm hook, and I did end up with a good toddler size beanie. Then, sticking with the Kismet One Ball One Scarf yarn in the colorway Marigold, I was able to complete the Sunflower Beanie by Lullaby Lodge. Just look at that beautiful crown. I also used a 5.5mm hook, and with this particular beanie, the Lullaby Lodge tutorial, she does a double crochet joined together, which gives you this very solid stitch. So it's going to be a very warm beanie, and like the moss stitch, the double crochet joined stitch was a little bit slow going for me, so it did take me some time, but I'm glad I persevered to give it a chance. And then I just ended the beanie with our favorite front post, back post double crochet, where she does do the chain and then you do the ribbing back and forth as you go around. So those were my 5th batch of beanies. I did want to add a few more baby beanies to this collection that I have, so I revisited a couple of the patterns that we have done in the previous weeks and tried to make them baby size. So here's another newborn baby beanie, and that was using the star stitch. And another newborn baby beanie, and this was just using double crochets. And then, not always my favorite to make because it does feel like you're just doing a lot of repeats, but that is to create yourself a chain of a certain length and then work a half double crochet back and forth, and then seam up the edge when you've reached the size that you require. Create yourself a little brim all in one, and then cinch up the top. So I did get one of those off the hook, and I just love the V-stitch cluster. So I made another one of those in the baby size. And again, on Repeat Crafter Me's blogs, she does give you a breakdown of doing baby size to adult size. And while I was there, I didn't quite do all the embellishments, but she does have beanies that you can make in different sizes with the little ear flaps. So I thought that would be a lovely addition. So those are all the beanies that I managed to do in this week, and I hope I am able to insert some music, because for you and for my record, I just wanted to remind myself of all the other beanies that are also going into this parcel that I'll be dropping off either this afternoon or tomorrow morning. Who can forget those cat beanies? Love it, love these. My 20 flappers beanie that didn't quite make a flapper beanie, but it's definitely a good bucket beanie. And I'm very happy that I think there's quite a variety of sizes here when it comes to teen and adult sizes. So I'm sure that there will be a beanie, we're not quite done yet, a these were a few of the, this can go on the baby side. So as I was saying, I am hoping that somebody will find a size that will fit for them. A few more to go. I think having taken part in these 2 Beanie CALs, I have really surprised myself by being motivated and inspired by the different beanie patterns that we've had through this time, and therefore give myself a wide range of beanies that we are able to share with our local community. Now, I'm not sure I can even hold all of these. We'll just try to tilt this down. There we go. There's the beanies that are off to keep somebody lovingly warm.